Hey team, Leo here. I want to show you our new workflow. I want to slowly start rolling this into the just normal workflow for the day of a nerd. Everyone should have access to HubSpot. HubSpot is our new customer relationship management system. This is where everything gets stored for every engagement interaction with a member. So this should always be your first stop anytime anything's happening. The phone rings, a member walks in, you're wanting to jot down some information about a member, whatever you need to do, this is your place to go. So let's just jump in here and look at, like I see some stuff here about Blunt Orthopedic. We also have Midas in here. We have lots of members in here. What I would want you to do is have HubSpot up and running at all times, and you just easily click up here in this box and just start typing the name of the person that you're currently discussing something with. So let's just use me, I guess, and it's got Debbie Knight, Leonard Knight, it's got me both for inside of the nerds, and then my companies. Right now we just have Knight Ventures as a company, I believe. So if you're going to record something for me, you click on it and you just start typing in the information. It takes you straight to a box where you can just start typing notes. So working with Leo on a new video. He's talking about our tools and stuff. And you could just type all kinds of free form stuff here. You can like format these if you want to with lists and quotes and all kinds of jazz. You can create a link in here. You can attach files, just anything you really want to do here. You can send an email from here to the member. You can call the member from here. This is log activity, like if it was a phone call or a text or something. You can create a task. You can also add something to the calendar, to the schedule. This is information over here. We are actively changing this so that our member profiles will be the About Us section of this. So you'll no longer have to have the member profile that is a separate Google Drive doc. It'll just live here inside of HubSpot, and we'll be working on that. I'm actively working on that, getting these things done. And it'll be nice because this is a quick, easy way, and the mobile app is really nice too and fast. It's just a great way to like quickly capture information about a member. Now, if you're working on this though, and you say like Leo wants us to find a new security system with cameras. Leo needs help with a dog collar. Leo wants a Bluetooth. Is it Bluetooth? How do you spell Bluetooth? Solution for the Acadia, something like that, for audio and video, maybe, whatever. So you're just capturing all these things while you're talking to the member. You don't have to like get distracted with setting up a member request, or anything, all of that complicated stuff inside of help desk. You just write, record, all that jazz. Then you save this note whenever you're done with talking to the member. Now you go over and you can create a support ticket from these things that are in here. So anything that you thought should be a support ticket, you can go over and create a new support ticket. So you can create a new member request here, not support ticket, sorry, member request, and put in the client information and put in there all that jazz and add in the descriptions. Like the status and the type and everything that we have to do like normally in a member request. But this is just a little slower process, a little more cumbersome. I always make sure that my activity window is expanded so I can see what's going on over here. But we may want to put this as, you'd put it as need to order items. I don't know. So this is just for testing. So I'm just going to go ahead and close this one so it doesn't bother anyone. Service type might be project, research, new dog collar. Leo has a chocolate lab. Bailey around 100 OBS, 10 years old, needs collar for keeping in yard, at home, and while on vacation. Something like that. Due date, we want to set it out like today's the 26th, so by the 28th we're going to do something with this. It's a level 1, it's not a high priority anything. Add a little time here because it took time to create the request, so I usually put like in store, put like 5 minutes, something like that. Spoke to Leo in the member center, created MR, captured info, set next steps, something like that. And everybody should do that. We need to know how much time it's taking to do these kinds of things, like everything. And technology, staff members, any of this jazz. So if we click save, it saves this information currently set up this way. You can add a message over here. You can email Leo. You can text Leo with using this number right out of the member request. You can add a note that's internal for other nerds. Any recommendations you would make would be in here. So if you wanted to put in an item, you might put in materials, and then it comes up with this. And then thanks to Miklos, we have this very cool little kind of fill in the blank format now anytime you add a materials, which is really nice. Dog collar, purchase from Amazon, order number 8675309. Total without markup, so it's 275. Order date, we don't know that yet. Link is Amazon.com, and you would have an actual link if you were doing this with this stuff in it. Cost, we'll say the collar's like 275. Rate, it's going to be some markup, but you don't know what that is. That'll get handled by billing. They'll mark it up and everything. But we just want to capture that there are parts with this. And then if there's a nerd visit, you'd want to capture that there was a nerd visit to go out and do this. So you do nerd visit, or I guess you could just do visit. Well, there was visit. Nerd visit. Put your actual time in here, like it was 3 hours, set up and tested. Probably set up, tested, trained, documented, new dog collar, something like that. Cost is going to be 50 times 3.5, so that'd be 175, something like that. Is that right? 175. Yeah. So, and it really doesn't matter what you put here either. It's just kind of giving us something to track, that there is a nerd visit and you had some kind of estimated costs here. And you want to be careful about communicating these dollars to the member. we always want to communicate a little bit higher number and then come in lower. It's just a whole psychology thing. Members are much happier if we come in lower than the estimated costs. So just wanted to let you know, like, this is how you would complete this thing. You would actually add in the new technology now. So you would add the new technology of the dog collar, probably a gadget here, and do, dog collar. GPS, dog collar, manufacturer. Let's do pet safe because we love Randy Boyd. Serial number, and save that. So now this member request has the technology that it's about. It has, we would attach any files if we created some kind of member manual for it, of like how to change the batteries or however to use it or whatever. And it's got these costs associated with it. And actually that probably would have been in, some kind of, would have moved around in these different statuses, because it probably would have been in the queue after it got set up. So it probably would have been in the residential queue for a little while. Save. Probably would have been in progress for a while, right? Like while somebody was working on it. So it would have been support in progress for a little while, however many hours that we were actually actively working on it, doing something. And then it would have been back over to ready for member follow-up. And that means that, one of the admin nerds would have called me and said, hey, Leo, how did the nerd do on getting you a collar, communicating with you, delivering the solution, educating you on the solution, all of that jazz. And then it would have went to billing. They would have said, we called and followed up with them, and they're cool with billing. Leo's cool with billing the card on file. And they would put a note in here saying that, because billing needs to know, what to do there. So we would say, at billing, member fine with charging card on file, something like that. And as long as you communicate that, we don't have any real standardized language for that, just as long as you let billing know, or really let anybody that's the next step know what they need to be doing. That's the goal of these little internal notes. And anything you put in here needs to be very human readable and intended for the member. So don't put things in here that are too technical or anything. This is just like for the member, because billing will actually copy things from here, text from here, and put into their invoice for them. And then we would do closed once billing bills the credit card on file using Stripe. And this one would be all closed up then. So that's how that would work. You captured a bunch of information while you were talking to the member, and then you went over and you created these things from it. And don't get distracted in between these steps. Make sure you do all of this. Let somebody else run interference with you with members that are coming in and out of the member center or something, to make sure we don't lose any of this information, because we don't want any sad members. So that's what you would do. That's how you capture the information and create a member request, and then kind of move through the process of the member request. A member request should have all of this stuff filled out. We want a complete member request. We have a good record of what it is that we did with the member. Plus, we're always thinking of the next nerd, making sure that we're giving them everything they need so that they can blow it out of the water and really exceed the member's expectations at all times. All right. Thanks.